Hello everyone, I welcome you on my channel Engineering Mathematics DJ Ganit. Today we are going to start a new topic, eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a matrix. So first we will define eigenvalues and eigenvectors, and then we will understand how to find out eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a given matrix using this definition of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Now eigenvalues and eigenvectors are defined for a square matrix. So suppose capital A is a square matrix of order n. If there exists a non-zero vector x in Rn, here we can just recall the meaning of Rn is it is this set of all n tuples x1, x2, x3, xn where xi is real number for each I equal to 1 to n. So if A is a square matrix, then a non-zero vector x in Rn, so this element can be considered as a vector in Rn. We can also write this vector as a column vector x1, x2 up to xn. So if there exists a non-zero vector in Rn such that if we multiply this capital A by this non-zero vector x, we obtain lambda into x, then this x is known as eigenvector of matrix capital A, and this scalar lambda is called an eigenvalue corresponding to this eigenvector. So if we have to remember this equation, if A into x equal to lambda into x, that is if A into x is a scalar multiple of non-zero vector x, then this lambda is called an eigenvector of A, and this non-zero vector x is known as eigenvector corresponding to that eigenvalue lambda. So we can consider one example. Suppose we consider 2 by 2 matrix capital A, and if we multiply this matrix with this non-zero vector, this is a vector in R2 because capital A is a square matrix of order 2. So if we consider multiplication of this matrix with this non-zero vector x, then we can see 3 into 1 plus 0, that is first row, and 8 into 1 which is 8 minus 2. So we obtain 3, 6, and here we can take 3 outside, so it is 3 into 1, 2. So we obtain our x here. So A into x can be written as 3 into x. So here for a given matrix capital A, there exists a non-zero vector. Here the vector is 1, 2 such that A into x equal to 3 into x. Therefore this x is an eigenvector of this matrix capital A, and this scalar lambda, lambda is 3 here, is eigenvalue of capital A. So this is just the example that this x equal to 1, 2 is an eigenvector of A, and this 3 is an eigenvalue of square matrix A. We will discuss how to find out this type of eigenvectors for a given matrix, and also how to find out eigenvalues for a given matrix. So we first understand the different steps of finding eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a square matrix. So as we discussed, the vector x is an eigenvector if A into x equal to lambda into x for some scalar lambda, and of course we keep in mind that x is always a non-zero vector, eigenvector is always non-zero vector. So we are interested in the value of non-zero vector x such that this equation is satisfied, A into x equal to lambda into x. Now this x can be rewritten as I into x, where I is an identity matrix of order n if given matrix is of order n. So we replace this x by I into x, and if we take this lambda I x on this side and if we take x common, we obtain a minus lambda I x equal to 0. Now this equation 1 represents system of n linear equations in n unknowns, because A is a square matrix of order n, A minus lambda I is also a square matrix of order n, and if x has components x1, x2, xn, then this system 1 represents system of n linear equations in n variables, and because right hand side is 0 vector, this system is homogeneous. And as we have discussed in previous lectures, that if in a homogeneous system number of equations and number of unknowns are same, then this system has non-trivial solutions or non-zero solutions if determinant of coefficient matrix, which is A minus lambda I here, is 0. Because we are interested in the non-zero values of vector x, we require that this system 1, which is homogeneous system, must have non-trivial solutions. And as we have discussed in the previous lectures, that homogeneous linear system in which number of variables and equations are same has non-trivial solutions if determinant of coefficient matrix is 0. So here coefficient matrix is A minus lambda I. So for this small x to be an eigenvector of given matrix, we must have this determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0. So here we have written, for lambda to be an eigenvalue, there must be a non-zero solution of this equation 1. And as we discussed, equation 1 has a non-zero solution or non-trivial solution if and only if determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0. So this equation 2 is known as characteristic equation of given matrix. So to find out eigenvalues of a given matrix, the first step is to find out solution of this characteristic equation. So the scalars satisfying this characteristic equation are nothing but eigenvalues of capital A. Now if we expand this determinant of A minus lambda I, then it is always a polynomial in lambda and is known as characteristic polynomial of a given square matrix capital A. And if capital A is an n by n matrix, that is, if capital A is a square matrix of order n, then the characteristic polynomial, which is determinant of A minus lambda I, is always of nth degree, and coefficient of lambda raised to n is always 1. So characteristic polynomial of a given matrix will always be in this form: determinant of A minus lambda I equal to lambda raised to n plus c1 lambda raised to n minus 1 and so on plus cn. So this is a polynomial in lambda. So if we expand this characteristic polynomial, it will always be in this form, in which coefficient of highest power of lambda is 1. So if we solve this equation, characteristic equation, after expanding this determinant, we will have this polynomial equation, and we know that if we have nth degree polynomial equation, then this equation has at most n solutions. So there may be some values of lambda repeated, or there may be some values of lambda distinct. So total number of different values of lambda is at most n. So because this equation has at most n distinct solutions, we can say that if a capital A is a square matrix of order n, it always has at most n distinct eigenvalues. So for some matrices all the eigenvalues will be different. For some matrices some of the eigenvalues may be repeated or all the eigenvalues may be repeated. So that depends on the given matrix. But for any given matrix, the maximum number of eigenvalues is n if capital A is a square matrix of order n. So to find out eigenvalues of a given matrix of order n, the first step is to solve the characteristic equation determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0. Now after finding out eigenvalues, this is the first step to find out eigenvalues of a given matrix. We will solve this determinant A minus lambda I equal to 0. So we will obtain maximum n distinct eigenvalues. That means there are always n eigenvalues. Some of them may be repeated or some of them may be distinct or all the eigenvalues may be distinct. So that depends on the given matrix. But the first step is to solve the characteristic equation. After solving this equation, we will obtain eigenvalues. Now as we know, lambda is an eigenvalue of a given matrix if A into x equal to lambda into x, where x is a non-zero eigenvector in Rn. So first we will solve this equation. So we obtain eigenvalues lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n. And as we discussed, we can rewrite this as a system of linear equations. So after finding out eigenvalues, we will put values of eigenvalues in this system one by one, and for each eigenvalue we will solve this system of equations. For example, first we take lambda equal to lambda 1 and corresponding to lambda 1 we will find out the eigenvectors after by solving this homogeneous linear system, which always has non-trivial or infinite number of non-zero solutions. So whatever eigenvector we will obtain here, that is the eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 1. Similarly, we will put lambda equal to lambda 2 in this system and we will solve the system corresponding to this value of lambda, and here we will obtain eigenvectors corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 2. So for each eigenvalue we have to solve different system of linear equations. So to solve those linear systems, we can either apply Gauss elimination or Gauss-Jordan elimination, that is our choice. Sometimes we can easily solve them without applying these methods. So we discuss all these things with the help of example. So we consider here 2 by 2 matrix which we just discussed. We discussed before this that we had taken this example to explain that eigenvalues, and we will find out here. We have taken this example that x equal to 1 2 is an eigenvector of capital A 3 0 8 minus 1 corresponding to eigenvalue lambda equal to 3. Now we discuss how to find out this eigenvector corresponding to this eigenvalue lambda equal to 3. Also, because this is 2 by 2 matrix, we will have maximum 2 eigenvalues. So as we discuss, because this matrix is a 2 by 2 matrix, eigenvector will be a vector in 2-dimensional space, that is R2. So we will find out eigenvectors which has two components x1 and x2. So the first step is to solve the characteristic equation, determinant of a minus lambda I equal to 0. Now if we consider this matrix a minus lambda I, then A is given matrix minus lambda, and because given matrix is of order 2, we consider identity matrix of order 2. So if we simplify this, we can see this is 3 0 8 minus 1, and here lambda is multiplied with each entry of the identity matrix. So now if we take subtraction of these two matrices, we have to subtract corresponding entries 3 minus lambda, 0 minus 0, 8 minus 0 and minus 1 minus lambda. So this is the matrix A minus lambda I, and we are interested in the determinant of this matrix. So here we have written determinant of this matrix. So every time we don't have to consider this type of things. We can directly write down this matrix A minus lambda I by subtracting lambda from the diagonal elements. Here diagonal elements are 3 and minus 1. So we subtract lambda from 3 and minus 1, and we keep these two entries as it is. So we can directly write down this step. Determinant of A minus lambda I is 3 minus lambda minus 1 minus lambda, and we keep 0 and 8 as it is. Now we solve this. Here we can take determinant of 2 by 2 matrix 3 minus lambda times minus 1 minus lambda minus 0 equal to 0, and here we take negative sign outside. So here we will have lambda minus 3 into lambda plus 1 equal to 0. So if we solve this, we obtain two eigenvalues, both are distinct. Lambda equal to 3 and minus 1 are eigenvalues of capital A. So we will find out eigenvectors corresponding to both the eigenvalues, because both are distinct eigenvalues. So we start with this notation for eigenvector. Let x equal to x1 x2 be an eigenvector of A corresponding to eigenvalue lambda. Then by definition we have A into x equal to lambda x, and this is nothing but lambda ix. Therefore ax minus lambda ix equal to 0, and therefore we have A minus lambda I x equal to 0. So eigenvector is nothing but solution of this homogeneous linear system, and that solution must be different from zero solution. That is, we are interested in the non-trivial solutions of this homogeneous system. So first we simplify this system for arbitrary eigenvalue, and then we will put lambda equal to 3 and minus 1, and we will solve the corresponding systems. So here we have written determinant of A minus lambda I, x is x1 x2, and this is 0 vector. So 0 vector must contain two elements, because this is of order 2 by 2 and this is of order 2 by 1. So this resulting matrix must be of order 2 by 1. And if we simplify this, we multiply these two matrices. So 3 minus lambda into x1 plus 0 into x2 equal to 0. 8 into x1 plus minus 1 minus lambda into x2 equal to 0. And this we can rewrite in this way. Here we have taken negative sign outside. So this is the system corresponding to eigenvalue lambda, where x1 x2 are elements of eigenvector x. So we are interested in non-trivial solutions of this system, and the eigenvalues are obtained, lambda equal to 3 and minus 1 are obtained in such a way that this system always has non-trivial solutions. So now we solve this system for lambda equal to 3 and then for lambda equal to minus 1. So first we put lambda equal to 3. So if we put lambda equal to 3, here we have 0x1 equal to 0, and here we have 8x1 and lambda is 3, so we have minus 4x2 equal to 0, and this we can rewrite as 4x2 equal to 8x1, and if we cancel out 2, we have x2 equal to 2x1. So this system has infinite number of solutions. The system corresponding to lambda equal to 3 is this one, and this system has infinitely many solutions, and here we have written x2 in terms of x1. So that means x1 is arbitrary, and we can have x2 which depends on different values of x1. So here x1 is any real number and x2 depends on x1. So we can rewrite our eigenvector as x1 x2 equal to, we keep x1 as it is and we replace x2 by 2x1, and if we take x1 common here we have 1 2. So these are the eigenvectors corresponding to eigenvalue lambda equal to 3, where x1 is any real number. So there are infinite number of non-zero vectors corresponding to lambda equal to 3 depending on different values of x1. Because our system has infinitely many solutions, we must have infinite number of non-zero eigenvectors. But this 1 2 is the linearly independent eigenvectors. All the eigenvectors are nothing but scalar multiple of this linearly independent eigenvector, which is 1 2. So there is only one linearly independent eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda equal to 3, and all other eigenvectors are nothing but scalar multiple of this eigenvector 1 2. So we can say that there are infinite number of eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equal to 3, which we can represent as scalar multiple of this linearly independent eigenvector 1 2. Now we find out the eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equal to minus 1. So again we put lambda equal to minus 1 in this system. So if we put lambda equal to minus 1, we have 3 plus 1, which is 4x1 equal to 0, and here we will have for lambda equal to minus 1, the first equation becomes 4x1 equal to 0, second equation becomes 8x1 minus 8x1 equal to 0, because this will be 0 for lambda equal to minus 1. So we obtain x1 equal to 0. That means x1 becomes 0, or first component of eigenvector is 0 for any eigenvector, and there is no restriction on this second component x2. So for lambda equal to minus 1, we obtain x1 equal to 0 and x2 can take any value. So therefore we write x1 x2 equal to, x1 is 0, there is no restriction on x2, and here we can take x2 outside, so we write x2 times 0 1. So here eigenvectors are nothing but scalar multiple of this linearly independent eigenvector, which is 0 1. So there are infinite number of eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equal to minus 1, and all eigenvectors are nothing but scalar multiple of this linearly independent eigenvector 0 1. So therefore the eigenvectors of A corresponding to lambda equal to minus 1 are non-zero vectors of this form. Now if you wish, you can assume x2 equal to, here x2 is any real number, so you can write your solution in this way also. We can write x2 equal to t, where t is any real number, and we can represent our eigenvectors in this form 0 1, where t belongs to R. So these are the eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equal to minus 1. Similarly, eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equal to 3 was x1 into 1 2. So here also we can assume, suppose x1 equal to r, where r is any real number. So we can represent in this way also. So here there are infinite number of eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equal to 3, and there are infinite number of eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equal to -1. But the eigenvectors which are independent are only 2. For lambda equal to 3, we have this 1, 2, which is linearly independent eigenvector, and for lambda equal to -1, the independent eigenvector is 0, 1. So in this way we can find out eigenvalues and eigenvectors of any square matrix. So we just recall, to find out eigenvectors and eigenvalues of a square matrix of order n, first we have to keep in mind that eigenvector is a non-zero vector in n-dimensional space if capital A is a square matrix of order n. So there will be n components or n unknowns, x1, x2, xn, and this is different from zero vector. If we have 2 by 2 matrix, we will consider x1, x2. If we have 3 by 3 matrix, we will consider x1, x2, x3, and so on. Now to find out eigenvalues of this square matrix A, the first step is we will find out solutions of characteristic equation. So determinant, we will solve this equation, determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0, known as characteristic equation of a given matrix. So we will obtain a maximum n eigenvalues, maximum n distinct eigenvalues. There are always n eigenvalues for a given matrix. So some of them may be repeated or some of them may be non-repeated, but there are always n eigenvalues, either repeated or non-repeated. So for each eigenvalue, then we will solve this system, A minus lambda 1 I x equal to 0, and this system will always has non-trivial solutions. So the non-trivial solutions of this system are nothing but eigenvectors corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 1. Similarly, for lambda 2, we solve the system corresponding to lambda 2. So the non-trivial solutions of this system are nothing but eigenvectors corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 2. So in this way, for each eigenvalue we will solve the corresponding homogeneous linear system. So in the next lecture we will do some more examples on eigenvalues and eigenvectors. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.